I had a run-in with a cop yesterday, and there were just some things that he said that were bothersome to me. I just wanted to address a little bit. Now, when he kept repeating that cops are friends and stuff, I just don't buy it. You can't. It's like saying a parent is your friend, and they're not. They're there to scold you and to direct you in what they consider positive change. But to direct you in change. It may not always seem fair, but they're the authority figure, and you are at their mercy what they want to do. Similar to how you are at the mercy of a police person, okay? Because they are enforcing complainant's grievance. All right, they're taking either a call in or an email, and then trying to effect a positive resolution from that. In a way, the cops are acting like the complainant's lawyer. They're like a street lawyer for the complainant, and going after that defendant and seeing what they can do to effect a positive change that will make everybody happy. And usually, when it's the complainant that goes to the cops first, they're going to get an upper hand. All right, and the cops will fight a little bit harder with their legal knowledge and their limitations and all that, within their limitations to affect a positive change. For me, I'm at a disadvantage because I have out-of-state license plates. The property that I was parked at, is not mine. We both don't seem to really know who the complainant was. He may have gotten the positive identification, but I mean, I have to question, do the cops really know sometimes who the complainant is? I mean, this is just, it's crazy. Anybody can call in to the cops and make complaints that sound legible. All right, and the cops, they don't like getting those calls. They want them to stop, so they're going to go after the defendant, the street defendant, a little harder. Okay, if the defendant is unable to defend themselves and rationalize to the cop enough their conduct, they're at a loss. They just have to take the decision. There's a decision too. The cops also enforce a decision as well. They're somewhat the lawyer, somewhat the judge too, okay, on the street. But first of all, they're fighting as street lawyers for the public. Whether that public does make the call in, or if it's an ordinance like written by possibly dead people. Some of these laws were passed, some of these ordinances and laws and regulations are passed by dead people now, based upon the age. Of course, some are re-looked at, but once they're written, they stand the test of time a little bit longer. They're a little more concrete in their enforcement and stuff. Sometimes, they don't just put the statute or the ordinance in the paperwork. They'll make a sign and display it in an area that they want that enforcement to be just patrolled by the cops or something. But yeah, that's justice on the street. You can have the complainant who they don't have to show up. They don't have to represent themselves. After the complaint is filed, the cop understands that there is something that's civil. If it's a civil matter or whatever, the cop will take up that person's cause and fight for it. And if they see the person's at a disadvantage, like me, homeless, out-of-state license plates, parked in the public area like city property, I'm at a loss. Anybody could make a call in against me, and they could be angry at me, and that's enough for the cops, because you know, I'm just the passerby and I'm not angry at anybody. I'm just minding my own business. But if you know, somebody just flat out doesn't like me, I'm at a loss. You know, I'd have to either be a good lawyer myself and understand the city code, or, you know, do what they say. You know, like follow it like it's a military law. You do act first and then ask questions later, type of thing. And that's what it turned out yesterday with the cop was, show me your hands. Let me check to see if you got anything, you know, any weapons on you. Let me see some ID. Those are military commands, and I'm at a loss. I mean, it's if I try to fight that, it turns into, then, you know, the lawyer turns into the cop, and then he can, you know, cite ordinance violations and criminal violations there, and then that goes to the courts where there is a judge, but the lawyering starts on the streets. It's a tough world.